Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be letting you guys in on the methods to obtaining gems so you can buy all the elements you could ever want or need in the future. But before we get into that, I want to say the game just hit 1K players, which is really awesome, and I want to congratulate the dev team, since when I first tried the public testing, I knew that the team knew what they were doing and how to do it. And I had full faith that in the coming months it'd be a game I'd grind relentlessly, since I loved Elemental Battlegrounds when I was a kid. So congratulations, guys. Now, once the game came out fully to the public, it was at about 200 players, but we managed to quintuple that amount in just less than a week, which will actually benefit you in the video within the first method I'm about to give you. Speaking of methods, I'll actually be giving you 4 methods to getting gems in the fastest way, and it'll be in order from easiest to hardest in actually obtaining them, meaning the first method will be so easy that a new player can just do it on spawn, and the last method will actually be pretty difficult for the inexperienced player. So, the first method will be to use the codes. Yeah, this might sound useless to those who already submitted codes. However, unless you're really keeping up with the codes, they actually release codes pretty frequently. So I'd heavily recommend getting into the Discord for the game, especially since they have a list of codes just pinned in the Discord and general chat. Now, I haven't mentioned this before, but there are actually content creator codes that you can enter right now. Some will only give shards, while others can give a handful of gems. But either way, here on screen is all the codes you can currently redeem. I've even included the 2 newest codes that just came out a few hours ago for the achievement I just mentioned earlier, so you'll definitely get some gems out of this method. I should also mention that many codes will provide 2 times XP for the player and will actually lead up to getting more gems and shards when you level up. You also don't have to worry about your 2 times XP running out, since the timer only decreases as you're playing, so you can leave the game with an hour of 2 times XP left, and it won't decrease when you hop back on the game later. Now, next up will be to prey on all AFK players. You'll see these guys running their macro to level up while they're away. This obviously meaning you can get some pretty free kills, which will obviously lead you to leveling up and getting more gems and shards per kill. Now, you're probably wondering, dude, how is this a good way to farm gems if once you kill them, they'll just be sent to spawn? And the reason as to why it's an actual method in my book is because these guys know that at some point someone's going to hear the noise they're making trying to level up, and then they're going to ruin the grind overnight. With that in mind, I've seen a lot of macro grinders constantly move out of the safe zone, so that no matter if someone's constantly killing them, they'll always get some amount of XP before they die. The only downside to this method is that about 90% of these guys can only be found in the light map, meaning you'll need to be pretty high level just to even access this place. Now, for the third method, it'll be to take advantage of world gem drops. Now, this is pretty hard to do on the standard map since it's spread out pretty much everywhere, but on worlds like the water world and light world, there are actual specific places where gems can drop for the player to get. I can recommend both water and light, since I actually don't see many players ever taking advantage of the gem drops there. I'd also like to mention that all worlds have their own chances at a drop rain randomly occurring every 15 minutes. As you can tell, the higher leveled world has the best chance at a drop rain, meaning you can get lucky enough to get a light server with just AFK people, then you can practically own the pyramid and the riches. Now, for the last method will be to grind the boss. This is probably the hardest but most effective way to grind for gems and shards. Every win against the boss grants 55 gems, which is a pretty good amount, especially since there's no player involvement to get in your way of grinding these gems. Now, this is a pretty hard boss to solo, so grabbing a friend might be required, but if that's not an option, or you prefer not to depend on a friend, I'm actually planning on releasing a video on how to solo the boss. Right now, I'm working out the best spells and tips on how to beat it reliably, but if you want to know when that video drops, you can always subscribe and hit the bell to be notified on that. In any case, that's all I got for you guys today. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.